What if Deku was Shigaraki's brother? Part 1. New what if coming out today, and my videos are going to range from 15 to 20 minutes long. I'm not going to be doing 30 to 40 minute videos. I'll only be doing 15 to 20 minute videos, as the editing style that I now enjoy takes me almost 2 hours each day to make, so the videos are going to be a lot shorter than they are, but they're still going to be pretty long at 15 and 20 minutes. Now, getting into this what if, Shigaraki is going to be aged down, and he's going to be the twin brother of Izuku. Now, they would both have the same quirk, being decay, as when they are 4, it activates on the same day, where they end up, or Shigaraki ends up asking Inko, which is their mom, if they can go to the park. He grabs her hand with all 5 fingers to where her hand ends up decaying at a super fast rate as she deteriorates into dust. Now this is when Shigaraki starts crying, upset that now Inko is dead, as Izuku rushes down to the stairs. Remember, they're only 4, as he asks his twin brother what is wrong. Now Shigaraki would say that their mother disappeared in a very shaky voice, like, Izuku, Mom's gone. As Izuku just looks on in shock, as he just wonders something. Could this possibly be in his quirk? Is it my quirk as well? As Shigaraki explains the event that happened and how he put 5 fingers on their mother and she just almost instantly went into dust. Izuku does this on a plate as he sees that it also deteriorates. Izuku, just in shock, just says, "So, we both have this quirk. Could we ever possibly be heroes then?" As they both wonder that, as they end up going outside to see a very tall man in a black suit standing there, as he says that they don't have a home anymore and that they now should come with him and he'll give him a home. They understand, and over the next 10 years, this man, known as All For One, would end up manipulating their minds into thinking that heroes are the scum of society and that they have their beliefs wrong. Now, Shigaraki, being 10 seconds younger, would end up basically just having been more manipulated. It doesn't really matter that he's younger, but he ends up getting manipulated a lot more than Izuku does, which ends up turning him into this adult baby type person, with Izuku just becoming a more smarter and calm personality. Izuku was a very happy child, but Shigaraki was more prone to temper tantrums. It was like a mix of their emotions, so Izuku would end up becoming the more calm person, while Shigaraki would end up becoming the baby. Izuku and them would end up watching from the shadows, as UA would end up having another year. Izuku would be tasked with going in and infiltrating UA, as All For One saw Izuku as the more calm person. He knew if he wanted the job done, Izuku would get it done. He knew if he sent Shigaraki would immediately get caught, as Shigaraki's hate for heroes is a lot bigger than Izuku's, as Izuku knows that Shigaraki got manipulated so much, but he doesn't bring it up. Now, Izuku would end up going to the UA entrance exam, so to where he would end up seeing a lot of random people there with random quirks. He ends up going into an auditorium where a hero known as President Mike explains the rules for this exam. They do the written portion of the exam, as it's now time for the practical one. Izuku would end up lining up with the rest of the people as the timer would start. Izuku, having trained his quirk for almost 10 years, would instantly rush out and put all 5 fingers on most of the robots he could find, instantly touching them, as he would rack up points to around 60 to 70. Izuku would start to hearing thuds as he looks up to see a massive robot looking down on him, as he just says, "Wow, it's a big robot," as he hears a scream in the distance close to the robot. So Izuku runs to look at what the scream came from, to where he finds a girl trapped under a boulder. He rushes over to this girl and decays the boulder as he picks her up and starts to run. He gets far enough to where the 0-pointer powers down, with the President Mike saying that the exam is over, and for all the students and contestants basically participating to all go home and wait for the acceptance letter, or decline for their acceptance letter, in the mail. 2 weeks pass as Izuku put up a fake address so they wouldn't be able to track the villain hideout, and he got the acceptance letter, having first place in the exam with 80 hero points and 60 villain points, giving him 140 points. Izuku would put on the UA uniform as he would walk to school, being pointed out many times on the sidewalk that he's wearing a UA uniform and he must be a hero in training, which just made people stare at him even more. Izuku would end up getting into UA, but right before he would end up seeing a massive crowd of people with cameras and microphones as they run up to him and say, "Is it true that All Might's teaching at UA this year?" As Izuku just says, "How would I know? This is just my first day at this school." As Izuku would push and shove his way through the crowd until he got to the gates and was allowed to get into to go to class. He'd end up finding the classroom and see a massive door awaiting him, as he just says, "Wow, it's a pretty big door. I wonder what could be that tall to need that." As he walks in and sees all the normal-sized desks and just thinks, why would you need a door that big, but have desks so small? That's interesting. As Izuku would go and sit down behind a kid named Bakugo Katsuki. Izuku wouldn't know this kid's name as he never met him. Now, a couple minutes pass as a strange caterpillar walks into the room as he says, "Shut up," as he tosses each of them a gym uniform and says it took them 8 seconds to quiet down and that they're gonna have to work on that and to get changed and go to a testing ground to do a test on their quirks. The class ends up going down there after getting changed, as Aizawa throws a ball to Izuku and just says, "Throw this ball." Izuku, again having trained for 10 years, throws the ball at a very good distance for someone who doesn't have a quirk in strength. Izuku getting around 300 meters, having thrown it. Aizawa says to use his quirk next time as he tosses him a ball again, to which Izuku puts all 5 fingers on the ball as it disappears. After this, Izuku would end up being excused from the test as Aizawa saw basically himself in Izuku. Izuku having a quirk that isn't good for a lot of the tests that UA will give them, just like his quirk, to erase quirks. Aizawa's quirk had to work his way up into Class 1A as he didn't pass the exam because he couldn't defeat the robots on his own just using his quirk like most other people could. So Aizawa excused Izuku from the test. Aizawa would also end up expelling Mineta as Aizawa saw him as a perverted kid and should not be in Class 1A. Now, after this, Aizawa tells them to all go home and that tomorrow they will be doing a hero assignment. The class cheers as they all start wondering what this assignment just happened to be. A day passes as they all go into class, as they go the entire day until the last period where it's hero class. Until they hear running coming down the hall as the door slams open with All Might saying, "I'm running through the door like a normal person!" With the class cheering, Izuku being the only one who doesn't, saying, "Look, it's All Might! Is All Might seriously teaching us? I can't believe that!" As All Might just laughs as he tells them the rules of what they're doing and the assignment, as he gives them their hero suits that they put in as they all walk down to the testing site as they all go into a fake city. Once inside this city, All Might finds a building as he says for them to go in, and he's going to give them teams. Izuku and Uraraka, Team A, and Bakugo and Ida, Team B. Ida's team will be the villains, and Izuku's team will be the heroes. He hands Ida a bomb and tells them to hide the bomb wherever they want, to where Ida immediately hides the bomb on the top floor. 5 minutes pass as All Might gives them permission to go into the building. Izuku would immediately put 5 fingers on the side of the building, as that side would immediately start to crumble and fall and turn into dust. The other side would then do the same as the floors start to collapse. Izuku looks up to see the bomb as he yells at Uraraka to make herself weightless, to which she does. Izuku grabs her foot and throws her right at the bomb, to which she dives and catches it, giving Izuku the victory. They'd go back with All Might saying it was reckless, but it worked, and he congratulated Izuku and Uraraka for their teamwork. So then, the rest of the class goes, as they now are finished with those assignments. Everyone goes back into class with Aizawa telling them they will be going on a field trip in 2 weeks' time, and that they need to prepare for it as they're going to be doing hero rescue training there. Izuku and the rest of the class would end up training for those next 2 weeks and also studying. When the 2 weeks pass, they go back to class as Aizawa tells them that they will be learning about the different zones there, with the fire, the water zone, the earthquake zone, the landslide zone, and the tornado zone. After that, Aizawa gives them all their hero costumes and tells them to get on the bus. They all do so as they start to drive towards the USJ. Now, this is where Asui asks Izuku a question. What type of quirk does he have? As Izuku just says he thinks it's some type of a emitter quirk, but he's not sure, as if he touches anything with all 5 of his fingers, they'd immediately deteriorate into dust, as he touches the seat as it immediately disappears. Now, this scares some of the class, but he says not to worry, as he uses his quirk for good. Now, once they arrive at the USJ, they are met with the hero 13, where 13 starts to explain what they will be doing in the USJ. Now, 13 would finish as they all walk into the USJ, as they start to walk down the stairs, only to immediately be stopped by a huge purple portal opening in the center of the USJ, as hundreds of villains come out, ending with a very weird big purple bird monster, and a smaller person with a bunch of hands all over their body. And that's where I'm going to leave it off, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy What If Deku Was Shigaraki's Brother, Part 1. I'm sorry I couldn't make this a big 20-minute video, but it is still 15 minutes. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. The videos used in this, or the clips used in this, are not mine. Link in the description to those if you want to watch the original. And the music is in the description if you want to watch the original as well. I thank you all for watching once again, and goodbye.